On February 4th, 2024, Miley Cyrus held the biggest Grammy of her life in her hands. Then she looked at the crowd and said, "My life was beautiful yesterday." Those words meant more than the award itself. This was her first Grammy after 18 years, 8 nominations, and more than a decade of public criticism. But this story didn't begin on a Grammy stage. It began with a 13-year-old Disney star who was expected to stay the same forever. She refused. For the next 15 years, the world judged every choice she made, and somehow, that became the path that led her back to this moment. The girl behind the fame. To understand that Grammy moment, you first have to meet the girl behind it. Miley Cyrus was born on November 23, 1992 in Franklin, Tennessee, and grew up watching fame from inside her own home. Her father was country music star Billy Ray Cyrus. Everything changed in 2006. At just 13 years old, Miley became the star of Hannah Montana, a Disney show that turned her into a global sensation. Millions loved the character, but there was one problem. The world wanted Hannah Montana to stay the same forever, even as the real Miley was growing up. That impossible expectation would shape everything that came next. Growing up in public turned out to be much harder than becoming famous. As Miley got older, almost every personal moment became a headline. A private photo, a Vanity Fair cover, and even hacked pictures were treated as scandals instead of questions about her privacy. The criticism never seemed to stop. In 2009, she apologized after a photo offended many people. In 2010, a video of 17-year-old Miley smoking from a bong at a private party caused another wave of outrage. But one question was never asked. Was the world upset because Miley had changed, or because it refused to let her grow up? The night that changed everything, on August 25, 2013, Miley Cyrus stepped onto the MTV Video Music Awards stage, and nothing was the same after that. Her performance with Robin Thicke shocked millions worldwide. The headlines exploded overnight. 1 month later, Wrecking Ball broke viewing records. But the criticism only became louder. People judged her clothes, her body, and every choice she made. Years later, Miley explained why she did it. She said she was trying to separate herself from Hannah Montana and become her true self. That decision changed her career forever. Flowers and a new beginning then. On January 13, 2023, Miley Cyrus released the song Flowers. The release date matched the birthday of her former husband, Liam Hemsworth. People quickly understood the message. The song was about moving forward, loving yourself, and no longer waiting for someone else to make you happy. The response was immediate. Flowers debuted at No. 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 8 straight weeks. After years of controversy, Miley finally had a song that changed the conversation. The night she had been waiting for, on February 4, 2024, Miley Cyrus arrived at the Grammy Awards with 4 major nominations. Flowers had earned her a place in the biggest categories of the night. But one fact stood out. After 18 years in music and 8 previous nominations, she had never won a Grammy. Many people expected Taylor Swift or Billie Eilish to take Record of the Year. Miley had heard those predictions before. This time, she didn't need to prove anything. She just needed the Recording Academy to finally see what millions of fans had believed for years. The first win. Then the first big moment of the night finally arrived. Mariah Carey opened the envelope and announced Miley Cyrus as the winner of Best Pop Solo Performance for Flowers. After 18 years and 8 previous nominations, she had finally won her first Grammy. The wait was over. Moments later, Miley walked onto the stage and performed Flowers with confidence and joy. She wasn't trying to prove anything anymore. But the biggest prize was still waiting. Record of the Year was next, and the toughest competition of the night still stood between Miley and music's highest honor, Record of the Year. Then came the biggest moment of the entire night. The final award was Record of the Year, the highest honor at the Grammy Awards. The category included Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, ZA, and other top artists. The competition could not have been tougher. Then the winner was announced, Miley Cyrus. With Flowers, she had won Record of the Year, completing an unforgettable night with 2 Grammy victories. The audience stood and applauded. Then Miley walked to the microphone and said, "My life was beautiful yesterday." Those simple words reminded everyone that the award had changed her career, but it had never defined her worth. The words that said everything. Winning the award was unforgettable, but Miley's words became the real highlight of the night. She smiled and said, "My life was beautiful yesterday." The entire room listened. She reminded everyone that not winning a Grammy had never made her life less meaningful. Then she thanked her mother, Tish Cyrus, her sister Brandy, and her godmother, Dolly Parton. One name was missing. She did not mention Billy Ray Cyrus, and that quickly became another headline. But her message stayed the same. The Grammy was a beautiful moment, but it wasn't the reason she believed in herself. The story was not over. Most people thought 2024 was the end of Miley's Grammy story. It wasn't. At the 2025 Grammy Awards, she won Best Country Duo/Group Performance for Two Most Wanted, her collaboration with Beyonce. This victory meant something different. It brought Miley back to the country music she had grown up with in Tennessee, the same roots that had shaped her long before Hannah Montana. Now the Recording Academy saw her as more than a pop star. She had become an artist who could succeed across different genres, on her own terms. What the controversy actually built, looking back, the controversy was never separate from Miley Cyrus's success. It became part of the journey that shaped the artist she would become. Every headline taught her something. The criticism, the performances, and the constant public attention pushed her further away from the image the world wanted her to keep. Years later, Miley said she had created that attention to separate herself from Hannah Montana. That changes the whole story. The Grammy Awards did not celebrate someone who erased her past. They celebrated the artist who was shaped by it. And when Miley said, "My life was beautiful yesterday," she wasn't talking about one night. She was talking about every step that had brought her there. Climax. Miley Cyrus didn't win a Grammy because people finally forgot her past. She won because she never ran away from it. That is what makes this story different. For years, every controversy was treated like proof that she had made the wrong choices. Looking back, those moments were shaping the artist she would become. The Grammy didn't change Miley. It recognized the woman she had already become through years of criticism, change, and self-belief. Then she stood on that stage and said, "My life was beautiful yesterday." Those words weren't about the award. They were about knowing your own worth long before the world finally applauds you. From a Disney costume to 3 Grammy trophies, Miley Cyrus wrote her own story. She didn't become successful by avoiding controversy. She became successful by refusing to stop being herself. Today, you've seen the complete journey from Hannah Montana, through the years of criticism, to flowers, and finally to the Grammy Awards. This wasn't one great night. It was the result of nearly 2 decades of growth, mistakes, courage, and determination. If you enjoyed this full story, like the video and subscribe for more true stories behind the headlines. Now tell us in the comments what you think was the biggest turning point in Miley Cyrus's career. And do you think she would have reached this moment if she had never broken away from Hannah Montana?